Hi everybody, Captain B in another episode of the Blue Tortuga. We're here at the marina, the boat's been launched, and we're waiting for some weather that's going to cooperate to be able to do the maiden voyage. But in the meantime, I thought I'd start with a little bit of a review of the boat, and we've got a lot of little details to show you, so we'll start with the aft cockpit. So I'll show you what they did with the canvas. So there you have it. That's the starboard side of the boat, and there's actually 7 panels. So the first panel is this one here, which is a small panel, which you see the step below it. You can roll up that panel and allows access down the starboard side of the boat. We have a second panel which we've rolled up and opened the window and removed the privacy screen. There's a door panel, and you can see the little door at the bottom. We have a rear panel, and again we've removed the privacy panel and rolled that screen up so we can get some air in. And on this side, on the port side, we left the privacy screen on top of the window so you can see what that looks like, and we've actually opened the other one, the other small panel, up so you can see that they all roll up. All 7 panels roll up like this. All 7 panels have the privacy screen, which velcros on the inside, and then there's 3 windows and 3 screens. So then we come to the seating arrangements. So there you go. You've got in the cockpit 2 fold-out seats and a third little seat here, bonus seat with a cushion that's removable. So I'll show you the fold out. So that would be the seating configuration on that side, and here is our custom Yeti seat and cooler, and that's the cushion that we had made extra special and had the all the fabric sent to us from the factory, and it absolutely matches the other seats in the cockpit, and it sits on top of the cooler. You can actually sit here as well in the window seat, and I'll show you that window that's folded up. There's 2 gas struts, and it folds upwards, and you can close that, and you see the door as well. The door has a little latch, and the door locks, so whenever we're gone we can actually just put our belongings in there and everything's safe and secure. You can see that there's 2 steps over the cooler. This allows us access to climb up and go up and around the boat to the front if we need to. It's also a step if we want to exit the boat and we're at a dock or that's much higher up than we are. We have the little cooler with a safety net latch, and then we open that up, and it's a cooler and a small little freezer. Lock that hatch. Okay, and I'll show you some other interesting stuff. Back here is the door, so we can keep the dog safely aboard. And then behind this seat is a panel. This folds up, and in this compartment here is a hose. That's just like a garden hose. It actually connects back to this side over here, and that's raw water. So whether it's from the lake or the ocean, the pump takes water right from outside if you need to hose things down. And then you can see the 2 little barbecue tanks, and those are the 2 barbecue tanks that feed the stove that's inside the cabin. But on top of that, we've also got the grill. See it? So the grill and a sink. So the sink folds up, the cover comes up, and the 2 wind panels fold out, and you've got an electric Kenyan grill at the back of the boat. And then, believe it or not, you can fold this in and pull out the entire unit, and you've got a very large bait well in here. And it's painted the light blue, so if you want to do some serious fishing and keep your bait fish, that's where you'd be able to take out the electric grill. You take out the electric grill, and then you could use it as a bait well. So I want to show you, we're going to configure the cockpit, turn off the camera and configure the cockpit a bit, but I wanted to show you who's on board for the first time. There she is. The Kraken found her spot. Didn't take her long, took about 4 minutes. That's the spot. All right, let's set up the cockpit. All right, so we've got the table, and we'll just set it up on the pedestal. That clicks into place. And there you have the dinette setup in the cockpit. And did we get a good shot of the table for everyone to see? And you can pretty much turn it the other way if you prefer, if that's more convenient for you. All right, let's take a look under the floor. All right, so we've removed the carpeting. This is the custom carpet that we had added that was lying underneath our cockpit. So now we've got the bare cockpit back onto the fiberglass. And I've opened up 2 of the rear hatches, and we'll take a look at that because that's the mechanical systems for the boat. So on the starboard hatch, what you see here is the hot water tank. So that's the hot water tank that heats a 5-gallon tank. You've got spare motor oil in the bottom. You've got the mechanical systems for the steering. Down here is a 30 amp galvanic isolator. What that does is when you hook up your shore power, if there's any surges, it will fry this unit and not fry anything else in the boat. Next to it is one of the battery chargers. There's 2 battery chargers, and this one I believe is the one that charges from the solar panel that's on the roof of the boat. And this is a regular marine battery we have back here, and this is the one that provides the power to the engine, to start the engine. On the other side, we have batteries, switches, and more batteries. So it's hard to see, but against the back panel, you've got a number of switches there. One's for the bow thruster, and that's the battery for the bow thruster. And then we have 6 lithium ion, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's actually one hidden back up here. So, sorry, 5. So that is 5 lithium ion batteries that supplies us power when we're not hooked up and that the motor is not running. So we think we're gonna have plenty of power for the boat to overnight and then some. And then we have the big hatch. We'll get this opened up. And this opens up all the way under. And you can see that this is the garage. And we can actually step down into the garage. And the first thing you'll see here is one of the bilge pumps. There's one at the front of the boat, and there's another bilge pump right here at the back. I think you can see that that's the bilge pump. We have some raw water lines and some strainers that go back there. There's the pole for the ski tow pole and some of the drains and whatnot that are in there. This is the fuel filter, is right up here. And behind me is the beginnings of the fuel tank. And it goes quite a ways down towards the front of the boat. So this actually gives us storage as well. There's lots of room to, even back here, to add extra fluids and things that spare that we want when we're going to be out for longer excursions. There's the batteries again. So there you go. I'm in the garage. So until next time, this is Captain B saying, keep the bottom side wet and the top side dry.